What up?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, doing all right. Enjoying the snow we got today randomly.
I know, man. We woke up this morning, we were like, what in the hell? Went to let
Yeah,
the
we got
dogs
8 inches
out.
of snow. It's crazy.
8 inches. I don't know how much we got. Probably maybe four.
Yeah, it was quite the storm. I was impressed.
Yeah, we live in the desert to avoid snow. How we ended up with it, I have no idea. Oh, we got Black
Yep.
Rainbow on. Oh shit, there we go. It's getting real. So little introduction for you guys who don't know. Chase Rains is one of my Atlas Gunworks teammates. He's also probably one of my longest shooting friends. I think we met relatively early in my shooting career. He has been, man, how long have we, I mean, since what? Beginning of 2019, we've been traveling together, right?
Yeah, almost every match, 98% of them.
Yeah, probably 98% of the matches that I shoot, Chase usually comes with me, and we he lives only about an hour and a half from me, so we meet up and we travel to pretty much every single match together, which helps split travel costs. Chase's beard puts you to shame. Thanks, Manny. I appreciate that. If you guys don't know, I can't grow a beard. I get these little patches, and it grows in all white trash, kind of like Joe Dirt. But yeah, you've been
You're
shooting.
right, Stoker. I am the husband. Let's get that right off the bat.
I'm the husband. No, 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 no.
I'm the
Hold on.
bearded one.
Whatever, dude. Bearded dudes can catch. You never heard of a bear? Uh, we got Pew Pew in here. We're getting canceled already. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Kind of what your journey's been. I mean, you've been shooting about the same amount of time as I have, correct?
That's right. Yeah, so I
So
started out, was it right at the end of 18? Uh, Picked up 3-gun, shot probably 2 matches down in West Texas. Uh, I loved it. Didn't find a lot of matches in the area. It was about once a month, and I just wanted to do more of it. Switched to USPSA. Shot the first local at the which range was that we used to go to for our matches in Midland?
the gosh
MSA.
dog it. Yeah, MSA, Midland Shooters Association.
So yeah, that was the first one I went to, and then just been attending it since. So started out in production class. Um, Wasn't
Boomer.
very great. Thought I was better than I was, like the
We all
rest of
did.
us. I grew up shooting more tactical, tactics and stuff, training with guys for that. So switching over to competitive shooting, it's a lot of different, but the same in the same time. You can utilize a lot from both. Um, but yeah, I picked it up, and then I switched to limited probably after my first half season. Still using a Glock 34, so I was limited minor, which I didn't really understand the whole minor major. It's like I said, I didn't have anybody to coach me, I mean, I was just showing up shooting.
Rode, rode
I
the
believe
struggle bus.
my first 3 matches I was using my drop leg holster, and they just allowed it.
Why not? Why
uh,
not?
yeah, why not? I placed probably bottom end of the pack. But yeah, just shooting. I've been right about 2 years now with you, about the same time as you. Um, you and me met at the Steel Challenge?
Paper and iron.
Paper and Iron Championship, yeah,
Legendary
back in,
match that unfortunately isn't happening anymore.
yeah, that was a very fun match. I believe it's 20, was it one that we shot first, 18 or 19?
It was 18.
18.
He's looking at his
Yep.
trophy. So for
Yeah.
everyone who doesn't know, the first time I ever met Chase is when he beat me at Paper and Iron. He got first, I got second. It was pretty depressing. It was a good
Yeah,
start to a relationship, though. So
it was. It kind of
it's a
started our beef in limited for which lasted a whole season until you went to the open division.
yeah. Till I decided to go full retard. So you've been in. So you've been shooting for 2 years, but you've been involved in the firearms industry for a while. I mean, you own your own gun shop, Valhalla Armory, correct?
Correct, yep.
So
So,
you've been involved in firearms for a long time.
so I've been hunting, shooting since I was 4, standard redneck stuff. So,
Yeah, buddy.
yeah, so I've been shooting for, I had a friend that was a good gunsmith, his dad was, so I linked up with him, learned a lot about fixing guns, and that's kind of what got me the track to open up Valhalla. We're a gunsmith. We make guns. We're a manufacturer, FFL 07. We stock, your normal Glock, HKs, Walters. We're now an Atlas dealer, so we're able to stock Atlases in stock, so you don't have to wait the 3 to 6 months for the build lead. And
Hey,
usually
yo.
we keep like the Athena, the Nyx, and the Hyperion in stock. But yeah, we're a
Nice.
small shop, nothing too major. Just
Out of
kind of,
Hobbs, right?
yep, Hobbs, New Mexico.
Very
So
nice.
hopefully once,
I'm giving you a shameless plug.
so yeah, once all the pandemic and everything kind of settles down, hopefully inventory and everything kind of go back in stock and we get normal ammo pricing back. But we do have 9mm in stock. We still got some. It's just not the best prices in the world, but trying to keep it, in the lower end for our customers. So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So let's see here. Man, we've been traveling so long together. It all kind of runs together. But this season, I mean, you had a really good season. I mean, you shot limited all year except for when you sandbagged your way into a production national championship. Heyo, what was that again? Was that
Ayo,
unclassified or what was that again?
that was C class, baby.
Those poor sons of bitches had no idea what was coming. Yeah, for you
Yeah,
guys that
so
don't know, he called me. What was it, like a couple weeks before production nats, and you asked me like, "Hey, should I go shoot production nats as a C?" And I was like, "You're evil. Yes, you absolutely should."
yeah, funniest part about that, I borrowed a rig and gun. I had to borrow a Tanfolio because I didn't have a production gun. Uh, and then first day into the match, the Tanfolio broke. Thankfully, I brought my carry gun, my Glock 45, and finished the match with that. Shout out to Glock because they gave me a rig at the match to help me out. So shot my G45, and I placed pretty well. Not my best performance, but not playing in production for about a year and a half. I feel pretty happy. Uh,
Good enough to win a
my sight,
national title.
yeah, yeah. I mean C class, but it's still national title on the road up.
Yeah,
So
the
that
the
was my
norm
goal for.
the normies don't know it's a C.
Right, right. Yeah, and it's it was a goal for me in 2020 was just to go to nationals because we both know our first nationals was a disaster in 2019. So,
Oh, I'm having Vietnam flashbacks.
and Proctor, you are right. Front sights do not like me, and stage 20 is a curse for me.
Yeah.
And to kind of go over that, so production nationals stage 20, my front sight popped off my Glock. Limited nationals stage 20, my front sight popped off my gun. So 2 different matches, same stage, same issue. Was not fun,
Yeah.
but
What are
was
the
able to
odds of
kind of.
that?
I couldn't even tell you probably the number on that, man. It was the worst luck ever.
Ugh.
Super frustrating because it was like the first stage of day 3, and it was just having to free sight partials and stuff was a pain. And then the sights they were just messed up for the rest of the match. Um, Shit happens. That's part of the game. We all know it. Your gear is only as good as it's going to be until it breaks, and it's always going to break at the biggest match of the year. So you just got to overcome it.
Word up.
This year, I'm definitely more prepared. I'm actually going to shoot production nats again since it's earlier this season and actually have a couple backup guns and just kind of be ready.
Are
So,
you going to actually class up to your classification before production nationals?
yeah.
For you
uh,
guys who don't know, let me just go back. So what we have in the sport, we have a term called sandbagging. It's where a shooter who is, by all accounts, a very, very good shooter and should be in a certain classification up. And you, by all rights, are a master. You should be a master. It's a guy like that who is a master class shooter who stays in the lower classifications like B class, using that as an example because that's what you are right now, and proceeds to brutally beat everyone in that division with no mercy until they either quit the sport or you get bumped out. Also known as cherry picking. Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
it's not by choice, Ryan.
I will be honest. I've been with you at a lot of matches, a lot of locals where we have
Hey,
classifiers, and let's call him
that's too
CJ
far.
Cal
Too far.
Jr.
Too
Yeah,
far.
yeah, Cal Jr. So to be fair, I've been with you at a lot of classifiers, and some of them you have swung for the fences and missed, and others you have shot and had some misfortune. I wouldn't say you've thrown any, But you just haven't connected to bump up. But that being said, you should be a master. So is that a goal for you this season?
So yeah, my goal this year is definitely make master class. If I make A before production nats, so be it. And then I want by the end of 2021, I'm gonna definitely want to hit master class or possibly GM if I have a good season to get to that. But definitely, we're gonna take it by stride. I'm sitting at like 74%, so A class should be easy, and then move up to that master bump, hopefully in a match bump. That's always my goal. You and me, we definitely like match bumping compared to classifiers.
Yep.
So yeah, C class just kind of fell. I didn't have really any classifiers in production, and I just kind of like on the whim just shot production nationals, and so C class was, I mean, yeah, it was easy. Hate to say that. It's definitely not my class at all, but it was fun. Can't I can't be mad at. I did win a national title. My daughter loved it. She
Yeah,
gets to
yeah.
keep all my trophies. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to this year, and so I'm gonna put the limited and open away after this weekend, and I'm just gonna function purely on production. That way, I can actually be with. That way, I can definitely be ready for nationals.
Yeah, so you're gonna shoot primarily production division until after production nationals. Is that what I'm kind of
Right.
gathering from that?
Yeah. So from January to I believe it's May, I'm gonna shoot production and just full time. Dragons Cup, I haven't decided if I want to shoot that one limited or production.
Okay.
So I may do that one. I may do that one limited just because that's our home range and limited's my division.
Yeah.
But other than that, definitely want to put some time in with production.
Very nice.
And the
Very nice.
only reason I'm doing that is because of the gap between the matches, between nationals for limited and production.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I'm debating a similar scenario. The only reason I'm probably going to stick with open is because I'm going to shoot limited 10 nats and I'm going from 2011 to 2011, so there's not a huge discrepancy there. So
yep.
I'll probably stay shooting open the whole season and then just pick up the limited gun. I don't know, maybe a month, 3 weeks, maybe even 2 weeks before limited 10 nationals, and just probably shoot 5, 10,000 rounds and just get back used to iron sights. But
Are you
I don't know. I go back and
classified
forth.
in L10?
I am not, so I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to show up unclassified or I may find a
Go to A?
yeah. I mean, I can only go to A. I can't go,
Right.
um, but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, to be honest. Kind of
Gotcha.
just
Yeah,
really
you're
trying
kind
to
of like me
figure out.
last year. Just we can get see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happens.
I'm usually super duper structured. You know that. Usually, I mean, even our travel schedules are usually well planned out by my OCD ass. But with the move and everything, and the career switch, and the things I got coming up, um, I'm focusing a little more on just training and my personal life than I am really setting up everything for the season. So I'll probably realistically schedule that out probably this week.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's kind of the direction I'm thinking I'm gonna go. We'll see. I don't know. I may show up
I'm,
unclassified and then just beat up everybody if I can.
there you go. I'm definitely salty that you're moving though.
Yeah. That's gonna. So that's a big kind of the biggest negative about moving back to Houston is all my friends are out here. All my shooting buddies. You, Billy, Marco, Blake. Taylor. Everybody.
At least you got
John.
Albert over there now.
Yeah, got Albert. Bobby's over there. A few of the other
Yep.
guys, but now I'll be closer over to the San Antonio guys, so that should be fun. But anywho,
Good matches over there for sure. Yeah.
yeah. So, what would you say was your biggest? What would you say was your biggest challenge with this season? Kind of your biggest. Challenge. Let's go with challenge. Like the biggest overcoming thing you had to do.
So for me, man, it was I used to work I was always gone. I was doing construction in different states. I was running the job sites. So for me, my biggest thing was getting any kind of live fire training. So I was gone 5, 6 days a week. I'd come home for a day to spend time with my wife and kid. So there was no room for it. And everywhere I worked, sadly, it didn't have a range because I was in bumfucked Egypt. So the biggest thing was just putting in the time for dry fire, and then using locals just to be able to execute what training I did do in dry fire.
His biggest challenge was staying in B class.
You guys savages.
Woo! Heyo. Keep going.
But
Sorry.
yeah, that was the biggest thing, was just trying to find that time. Live fire training is super important. I don't think you need to go drop 30,000 rounds a month if that's what you're not looking for. But dry fire sets the parameters, and then you go test that in the field. So I was able to use locals. Luckily, in our local area, we have about 4 matches, one every weekend, that we can drive to in a 3-hour radius. So I'm able to
Yep.
test things out. So that was about the only good part of it. 2020 was rough for a lot of people. I won't say it was like the worst year for me. I was able to still work. I still had, able to shoot, travel. I'm
I
not
agree
telling my
with
governor that.
that. Yeah, you're in a commie state.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the biggest hurdle for me, was just getting in practice, man. It was just, I do 1 hour dry fire a day, at least 5 days a week. And then the weekends are for the family, or matches.
Yep.
So now I just try to structure that. Now that I'm home full time and, retired temporarily, I'm just going to put in some live fire training this year and see how much, more progress I can gain. I feel I gained a lot of progress in the last 2 seasons, even without the ability to live fire.
Yeah, I think let me touch on that real quick. So, a lot of people don't understand the importance of dry fire, but you were able to come into the sport at the same time I did. And through mainly dry fire, I mean, realistically, how many live fire rounds do you think you've shot over the last 2 years since you started?
Just training wise,
Training
or
wise, not
actual?
matches, just training wise.
In 2 years, I'll be honest, I probably didn't even crack 10,000 in training.
Okay, so but dry fire, I mean, you dry fire, you said about an hour a day, and I imagine that's broken up into multiple sessions.
Correct. Yeah.
So just with dry fire, I mean, how many did you even fall out of the top 10 at any major this year?
Area 3, I was 10th. I was in the top 15th in most majors. Yeah.
You're top 15 in most majors this year. And 2019 season, I mean, you had a very good year as well. I mean, I would say you were in the top 10 to 15 in limited pretty much every time. And you're able to do that primarily with dry fire. So that's a kind of a cool thing for people who are listening who maybe don't have the ability to go and live fire. I'm blessed. I have a job that allows me to do that, and a rich ass wife. So, yeah, and I have no kids. So it's easy for me to go live fire. So I rely heavily on live fire and a little bit on dry fire, but the ability to do what you've done with just dry fire is kind of proof in the pudding that you can put the work in dry fire and get to what I would consider to be a top level shooter.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a pretty neat deal. And I mean, what how much of your dry fire would you say is geared towards the draw versus how much is geared towards like transitions and target acquisition?
So starting out, my first season, I just focused mostly on my draw and my, sight picture, trigger press. That was my main focus starting out. Now last season, it was more transitions, ice speed, calling my shots, beating the timer on certain drills, reloads. Like, my mag wells are still clean. And
Dude, that was some
even though
controversial stuff there, dude.
it was, everybody's like beating on me just because my mag wells are clean. I'm like, this is my 2020 season gun. And that's
Yeah,
with all my dry fire.
for the people who aren't watching the video, his magwell is relatively unscathed, whereas mine and a lot of other shooters are pretty beaten up, from the mag sliding against the rails and stuff, the side edges of the magwell. But I've seen you reload, I don't know, thousands of times. I mean, we've shot so much together. You're probably one of you're not the fastest because, I mean, Travis Tomasi is walking around on this planet, but you're probably one of the cleanest reloaders I've seen. I don't think I've ever, you can just hear whenever somebody hits a reload, you can tell if it hits the magwell or if it just goes right into the gun and just kind of hoovers itself right in there. And I would say probably 99% of your reloads are just straight in. I mean, it's pretty cool. And I consider myself to be a good reloader, but yeah, I've actually watched you reload sometimes where I'm like, did he reload? And then I'm like, yeah, there's a mag on the ground. Like, you're a pretty decent reloader. So, do you spend a whole lot of time on reloads in dry fire? or are you kind
I
of now
don't
just
anymore.
polishing?
Yeah, honestly, I believe my mag reloading just came from production class training in the beginning. There's no mag well. You got to hit the hole, man. If not, it's gonna cost you time.
That's what she said.
So that's right. And then so I feel that really developed well to me. And you know me, I don't even look at my mag well when I load. You called me out on that a few times.
Yeah, it's odd.
I don't look at my gun. It's a natural. I just have that natural ability to stick it in that every time, and with or without a mag well.
That's also
So
what she said.
call it a gift, maybe. I don't know, or just repetition.
Yeah,
But
that's an odd thing because all of the kind of the content on the interwebs says you need to visually see your magwell as you're inserting your mag, right? And you're I think you're probably the only really like high level guy, if I'm wrong, somebody jump in, but that never ever looks at their magwell when they're reloading. You are eyes down range, focused on the next thing, and you always hit it. It's weird. I don't know. I remember when that conversation happened. We were dry firing in the hotel room, I think for, oh man.
Nebraska, I believe.
Yeah, it was Area 3. It was Area 3 we
Yep.
were dry firing. And I think it was the first time I really paid attention to it because we were racing each other reloading.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "You're not looking at your mag, dude." And you were like, "Yeah, I don't." And I was like, "What in the F? What the ass is going on?" So that's a kind of it's a crazy thing to think about, that you're hitting those reloads every time so well, so smooth, and not looking at where you're putting your mag.
Right.
It's pretty
And I
cool.
think it's just the natural index of the finger. I just trust that, that instinct training. It's all reverting back to your training. I mean, that comes with everything for shooting, what we do in our sport, or in a tactical situation, etc. It's just you fall back to your training, and I just feel like it just naturally happens. So, and
Hell
then I
yeah.
mean, you know me too. Sometimes I don't look at my sights on close targets, so
Yeah.
I shoot from the chest. I'm just I'll
I
put
have I have seen you on multiple occasions engage a target while not even looking at it and somehow hit paper. And
yep,
your occasional one-handed blast running on the way by.
that's right.
It's yeah. After this, you know which video I'm talking about. I think it was the Clovis match where you just sprinted by and
Yeah, or
shot.
one-handed
Yeah, yeah.
double stack.
Post that up after this so people can see it.
I'll try to find
It's
that.
yeah. Try to find it because he's just sprinting. It was an oddly long course of fire. It was probably what 85 yards of total
Yeah.
foot movement, right? And it kind of Z'd, and he's sprinting past these targets, which are stacked targets with a no shoot, and in a dead sprint from about 5 to 7 yards away, engaged both targets with what I would be considered probably 12 splits with
Yeah.
one hand. Just blah, 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 blah. I think you actually like left some powder burns on the head
Mhm.
box of the top target. It's pretty funny. I don't know. I don't know if I'd recommend that, but it's pretty.
Yeah, definitely. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it could turn into a disaster. I don't limp wrist though. I have really strong grip, so I think that's a big key to that as well. So you don't limp wrist and jam your gun. Um,
You see
Texas,
guys.
what was it? North Texas Open. We shot one-handed with a briefcase, and I was able to just smoke those still with one hand holding
Yeah.
that briefcase.
Yeah.
And then I shot
Absolutely.
that other one walking in with the briefcase to throw it into the activator. So I mean, I feel comfortable. I train a lot of
Which I
dominant,
didn't have the balls
non-dominant.
to do.
Right. So I mean, it's risk reward also, because if I messed up, that's going to cost me. You know what I mean? So it's I feel comfortable doing it. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, I wouldn't recommend it. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
So
you see guys like Blake Maguez do that on some of his videos. I think he was shooting that
mhm.
indoor match where he was sprinting backwards with the gun behind him, and as he passed the target, engaged it backwards with one hand. I mean, some people do it. I probably wouldn't in that type of scenario, but I don't know about a dead sprint running by. I thought that when I saw it, I was like, no, he did not. And then I like walked by and was like, holy shit, he got his hits. Oh, well, there you go. And your time was significantly fast on that one. It was up there.
And
But
then same thing with like what match was it in Carlsbad when I did the over the shoulder reload running.
yeah,
So I
yeah, we
just
need
kicked the
to,
gun up, popped the mag, dropped that in there, and everybody's like, "Did he reload?" So
yeah,
I
it
do
was
some funky stuff sometimes, but it works. So
yeah. You have a unique style. You're a bigger
mhm.
guy. You're what 6'2"?
6'2", yeah.
6'2". You're a bigger frame guy. You move very, I would say, purposefully rather than super just balls out aggressively like you would see a JJ or a Christian or even myself move.
Yeah.
But you do some stuff where it's just like, who thought of that? You know what I mean? It's pretty fun. It's fun to watch. It really is. So if you guys ever get a chance to shoot with Chase, look out because usually about every other match he does something where you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He's
But
not wrong.
yeah, it's interesting. So you've gotten to where you are pretty much dry fire, but this year you're going to be able to live fire more, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Well, with the ammo shortage, I'm still gonna try to put in as much as I can. Kind of pacing out right now to do about 2,500 rounds a month. So,
Yeah, that's a decent amount.
mm.
That's a
And I'm just
lot.
gonna
That's a lot of
focus on
rounds.
low round count drills. I'm not gonna go shoot a stage, that I set up. It's gonna be focus on things I need to work on this season. So not wasting rounds. It's just gonna be, use 250 rounds on this training session, make them count, not just sit there and do a build drill just for shits and giggles. It's going to be, like what Christian did the other day, the patience build drill. That's a
Yep,
great one.
it
Um,
really is. His new
he's
reloading room setup is
fire.
what? Is fire?
he,
Yeah,
he was the
no.
first person to ever see it.
Who Malin was?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. He's got a room in his house that is entry by vault door.
Mhm.
Pretty sweet. It's like a panic room slash reloading slash man
Gun
cave.
rags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's got those. What are those racks called that you have everywhere?
Gallotex. Gallotex
Galatex. I
racks.
got to get some of those for the house, for my new
Yeah,
house.
let me know. We sell them at Valhalla, so let me know. We'll get you all set up, brother. So,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So let's get to this year.
okay.
What's your goal for this season? Besides obviously
Um,
making M, or GM to get to hopefully not beat up on the B class guys anymore, those poor bastards.
Yeah, so for me, man, honestly, I don't really care about the classification. It's not about that to me. Yeah, it's great to say you're GM, master, right? For me, it's where I can place overall at the match. Yeah, I get called sandbagger for it. We saw that
Yep.
last year, especially when I did really good at the Go Fast Don't Suck match and ended up third overall
Oh
as a B.
yeah. Yeah, you even
Um,
won first place sandbagger out
First
of the Go
sandbagger,
Fast
yeah.
Don't Suck match.
Yeah, so for me, yeah, I guess it looks bad if you want to say it on paper. But for me personally, it's more of where I'm placing overall. So overall is what matters to me. Yeah, I'll probably make M this year, just just to shut up everybody. um, and the boss said too. So,
Yeah,
but no, my
yeah,
goal is, we got Henry Cup coming up, which I believe they canceled, so that sucked.
yeah. Which that's
Um,
depressing.
so that keeps us out of any majors until April, unless we decide to travel across the country.
Which
So
I'm
up to
down to
that
do.
point, oh, of course. So I kind of want to aim, Dragon's Cup, like it says, limited or production. Either way, I want to, top 10 that one. And then right after that's production nationals for me. So my main goal is going to production either as a B or, A or M, whatever it comes out to be, and just place. I want to break top 20 in production at nationals this year. And then, better get his money back.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
then
so
after that, I'm gonna
your goal
switch
is
full
top 20
time.
production.
Correct. Yeah. I was able to break, I believe 70th this year without any practicing and using a carry gun. So I
Also
feel
breaking a
it's
gun.
achievable. Right. Two guns broke. So I feel without any of those issues, I should be able to pull something better. Um, yeah. And then after that, strictly going to limited, man. I'm going to put the open away. I really enjoy open. It's a fun division, but I haven't accomplished my goals in limited yet. So my goal
Very
for
nice.
limited nats is I want to try to at least get top 15, top 20.
Yeah, I imagine
That's,
your eyesight is similar to what mine is, and that'd be world shoot.
of course, yep. So I'm trying to hit, all the nationals I can, IPSC nats and Canadian nats. Um,
Canadian,
just
that's a.
I just fit in, throw a red, blue flannel on, and be good to go.
Yeah, I'm
So,
interested to shoot the Canadian Nationals. That's going to be a fun one, especially now that I'm allowed back in Canada.
yep.
Uh, that will be interesting for you guys who don't know. I was temporarily banned from Canada for a short amount of time for trying to see the other side of Niagara Falls with weapons in the car that I did not disclose accidentally. So, so yeah, I'm excited to go see the Canadian. I'm excited to go shoot the Canadian Nationals. As long as it's not freezing cold, I'll be down for
I'm
that.
in for the cold. So.
Yeah, you Yeti. But
Yeah, so really, my schedule's really, it's after production, it's Area 7, the Mile High Showdown up there in Colorado, Area 3, 4, and then probably next North Texas Open, double nationals, and then Area 2, and then whatever IPSC Canadian hit. I was going to do double tab, but of course that one lands on production nationals, so I won't be able to go defend my limited there.
yeah, I'm kind of upset about that because I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be at the Nationals, and double tap is a match that I've shot every year since I started. It was actually my first major I ever shot was double tap 2018. So it has a kind of a special place to me. I'm kind of this will be the first year I miss it. Sure, it won't be the last, but
I won't miss the rain.
no, I will not. So that match is famously shitty weather-wise about every
Every
other
year.
year. Because
It
2018 it was
flooded.
great. 2019 it
Yeah.
sucked. 2020 it
It,
sucked.
it
The
was
matches,
ankle deep water, but the stages are awesome.
dude, they're
Porter
phenomenal. One
puts
of
on
my
a great
favorite.
match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of
for
my
sure.
favorite matches for sure.
I
But
don't know when Canadian Nats is, but we'll post some stuff once we find out.
we we got Stephen Watchorn in here. He says he's in New Brunswick. Oh, we got Harrison Sons on here. What up, guys? We're getting
Nice.
famous. Here we go.
Yeah.
So with kind of the eyes on a top 15, kind of in both nationals, I would say, right? You're one to kind of top 15 both nationals.
Yep.
I mean, what about area matches? I mean, how do you kind of feel?
Area matches. I was happy with this year's performances there. I was able to get top 15, top 10. Definitely want top 5 of those this year. I don't see why I couldn't.
I would agree with that.
I just want to be there and top those ends. Those are big matches. Those are the ones that count, other than nationals. So if I can hit 3 or 4 of those this year and top 5 them, that's a win for the season for sure.
For sure, man. I mean, an area match for you guys who are watching or listening that don't shoot USPSA or maybe aren't super familiar. We have our national championships, which are the Super Bowl. But if we were to bring this into kind of a racing style scenario, that would be kind of like the drivers' championship, Formula One. Well, then the Grand Prix would be the area matches. You show up. There's 8 of them. Kind of breaks up the 8 areas of the United States, and winning an area match is a statement that you are one of the best shooters in the country. If you win an area match, you are stamping your name as one of the best shooters in the country. I mean, I don't think you can kind of get around that fact. So that's a huge goal for me this year, is to win an area match overall. But I almost did it. 2019
19,
unlimited.
yeah, Area 4, yeah.
Yeah, and then 2020 I got close at a couple of them. So I'm hoping I don't
This
turn
year-
into a guy
this year
who's
should've
always yeah.
You should have had Area 7 this year, but gun malfunctions or
Yeah.
ammo, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was the same ammo issue I was having at nationals that I thought I had fixed but didn't. So I'm hoping I don't end up being the guy who's always a bridesmaid, never a bride on the area match thing. So I think our goals are pretty similar, because for my nationals limited 10, I would like to top 15, realistically top 10. I don't shoot limited 10 ever, never have, so it'll be interesting. But open, I'm really, really I felt I had the ability to top 10 this year.
I agree.
It didn't go my way, but this upcoming season I'm only going to be faster and only going to be better. So I'm thinking a top 10 is kind of the end goal. I don't think the guys like JJ and Christian and all those guys are going to let me steal it from them, but I'm going to put some pressure on them, that's for sure. Canadian Nats on July 28th and August 1st. Dude, Steve Watchorn.
You were the man.
Yeah, dude, you're a champion. You are a champion. I don't know if
You
I'm
know the
following
registration
you,
for it?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. How do you register for Canadian nationals? We're just kind of finding this out on the fly, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of
But
a last minute thing to throw on the shooting list. So
yeah, I don't even remember how that came about. I think
we're just trying to get our points, man, just for the world. So
well, Canadian nationals I don't think counts. Um, I don't think.
okay, either way, it'd be fun to go to Canada, and, you know,
Yeah,
or just to go shoot. So
invade Canada. Um,
yeah,
yeah, no. World Shoot, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is U.S. nationals, U.S. PSA nationals, U.S. USPSA nationals, and U.S. IPSC nationals every year.
gotcha.
The four qualifying nationals the year before and the year before that of World Shoot are the qualifiers, and your percentage is your points, and they take the top three. So I'm thinking we got a shot. Now the only thing I got to clarify is with World Shoot moving to 2021, is the next one going to be 2024?
Right, instead of 2023 or whatever it was supposed to be.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be 2023 because it happens every 3 years, similar to the Olympics.
Right.
It's kind of our Olympics of shooting. So I don't know. I got to ask someone smarter than
Yeah,
me
let's
about that.
find out. And exactly. Let's get it figured out so we can make it happen.
Yeah, I'll bother Troy, buy him a cigar next time I see him.
There you go.
But
What
Christian
up,
said
Joshua?
he's messing with carry optics this year. Yeah, so dude, Christian's gonna go
I'll
shoot
be
carry
there too.
optics. Yeah, are you? Oh yeah, you're shooting carry optics nationals too, right? Or so am I.
So
I
I've
think I
never
am too.
I've never shot carry optics, and I'm just gonna wing it like I did production this year. I mean, last year just show up. I'm probably gonna throw an optic on my Glock 34 and call it a day.
I am
So
classified in carry optics, believe it or not. I am
you're an A class, right?
I'm a 62% A class carry optics shooter.
Nice, very nice.
So you guys can't just come to Canada with those 30-round mags. Oh, great. Oh,
Good
this
thing
is
I'm
going to be a
limited.
shit show. Yeah. So, yeah, dude, I honestly think this year is going to be one of the funnest years to watch because you've got Christian, who's coming off back-to-back national championships, and now he hasn't shot any other nationals that I know of. Now he's going to shoot limited 10 nats, which is going to suck for me. And then he's going to shoot carry optics nats and open nats. Seeing him go against arguably the greatest shooter that America's ever pumped out, being Max Michel. I mean, you can argue it all you want, but in my
It's gonna be
opinion,
great.
Max is the best American to ever pull the trigger with a pistol. You can't put him in the same category as Jerry. But, dude, watching those two battle it out, man, I mean, what do you think?
I'd say if Christian could pull it off, man, that'd be one of the biggest upsets in our sport.
For sure.
I mean, he's the reigning, defending, never lost champion of that division, and yeah, but
Max
don't get me
is
wrong, Christian can do it. Christian is very talented. Christian puts
very.
in the work. But Max is just Max. I mean, it's gonna be fun to watch. It's kind of like 2 years ago we watched JJ and Christian duke it out, that last one. It came down the last stage, and we were there for that, and it's something to watch these
Unreal.
guys. It's just, they're amazing. It's just fun to watch them.
Yeah, we were
So,
actually standing next to both JJ and Christian's family, which sucked for me because I'm friends with Christian. I'm also friends with JJ,
right.
so which they're, everybody's friends in the sport. Everybody has camaraderie, but, I didn't, you can't root. I'm kind of rooting for both of them.
Yeah, it's hard to pick one. Yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to pick one, but watching that go down in person, I mean, we watched JJ swing for the win and unfortunately didn't connect. And then we kind of looked at each other and we're like, oh shit, Christian's just got to not die on the
did it.
stage.
Yep.
And he
Just finish
did.
it clean.
So it was,
Yep.
dude, it was an
And yeah,
unreal, you could feel the energy.
oh yeah. And Dave, you're right. Never say never. Everybody's beatable, but it's a tough challenge for him. And if he does pull it off, I mean, his legacy is just going to be even better. I mean, if he
Max
can literally
Michel,
go and win 3 national titles this year, in all
three
these different
back-to-back
divisions,
3
he puts
back-to-back
him up
open
there with the
titles,
best.
plus a carry optics, plus a limited 10. in what,
Well,
3
it's like
years?
what's us. It's just like us. We watched JJ do it with production, limited, and open, and he only lost one of those.
Yeah, he got second in the other one.
It was impressive, man. So
But
it'll be a big
but
thing for.
but I will say he's going against a guy who has never ever tasted defeat in carry optics. Nobody has ever beat Max Michel is the reigning king of carry optics. Period. He's never lost. I don't know if he's ever. I'm pretty sure he's never lost a match.
I'm just excited to watch it happen because I'll be there.
Oh, you and me both. I'm gonna be. I'm shooting carry optics this year
I'm
too.
squatted right behind him, so.
It's carry optics and PCC together, right?
Yep.
Has carry optics nationals already been released?
No. I'm going to squad behind him.
Oh, you're
I
gonna
always
squad
seem to
behind him.
I'm always one or two behind the super squad, so.
Yeah, we always end up like either the squad next door or something. That's another thing, man. I think Christian Style has a big chance to make it happen. Max is otherworldly, though. He's like a friggin' robot. He is.
He's efficient, man. He's efficient. So
he is. So one thing that we haven't done both as shooters, which to me is on the bucket list, is make the super squad for nationals.
for sure, that's my goal.
That's the goal for me as well, is to make a super squad with nationals. Now, we've watched the super squad a couple times, but how much different do you think it's going to be, in your opinion, shooting in the super squad?
So I feel like your skills are still going to be there. I think you're going to get a boost just from shooting with the best. Though a main key to that, I believe, in my opinion, of course, is going to be mentality. Can you keep the mental game strong while all these guys are dominating? You know, because if you make one mistake, they're not going to let you. You know, it's not just going to be like, oh, don't worry about it. It's going to be they're going to be the pressure.
Miss a putt against Tiger Woods, you don't get a chance to get it back.
Exactly. So you have to be perfect when you're in the super squad, or you're not going to be there again next year. So I think it's going to be awesome, man. It's just the mentality state of being in that squad is going to be fun. So I hope to make it this year. It's just something different. I really think it's going to be a mental game, though, if you make that squad. I mean, we saw a few people this year, you know, we're not going to say no names, that it didn't go well for them because mentality-wise, they couldn't keep their head in the game from it.
That plays a huge factor, dude. We watched it. We watched two guys who both had the ability to win limited nationals. Both of them.
And we both picked them to do something soon.
Yeah,
so.
You picked one of them. I picked the other one to win. Both of them first time shooting in the super squad. Man, it got to them. It really did. And it kind of opened my eyes. I was like, oh shit. Like, one of them is a seasoned shooter. The other one is a newer seasoned shooter. Dude, I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but the mental game is going to play a massive factor.
Because the thing about it is, when you're in a standard squad, you have 3 or 4 of them on that squad's your friends.
Yep.
They got your back. If something happens, they're going to let you vent. And then the rest of them are just people we just meet there, you know, or people we met at other matches. So, you know, nobody's really heckling you. Nobody's being perfect on that squad.
Yeah.
But they're the best 13 or whatever the squad is in the nation. And all eyes are on you because you're the new guy in that squad, and they're making sure you're not going to come take their crown. So
yeah.
I really think that's
an inch.
No, you make a mistake, they're going to capitalize and they're going to get back. So it's going to be interesting. You know, hopefully we both make it, hopefully all the Team Atlas makes it in the super squads. Yeah. It's going to be fun. I don't foresee me doing super well at carry optics because I've never messed with it at all, but I trust myself to at least top 30 it.
Yeah, so. Same here. I mean, I haven't shot carry optics a whole lot, but I'm excited to shoot carry optics. But
same fundamentals, you know what I mean?
Same fundamentals. Now, if I'm not mistaken, carry optics happens before open, right?
Right. So it's a good warm up for sure.
That's going to be my only hang up is, do I want to go from a carry optics gun to an open gun the day before nationals? You know, I may just not shoot it and focus on my open game and just show up laser focused on open, because I don't want to take away from my open performance by focusing on a division I really have no interest in.
Right. And I found it helpful last year shooting production right before before limited, but they're both iron sights. The only difference is I was using 10 rounds in a plastic gun so the only I lost was reloads. Yeah. So for me, it was easy transition. But, going carry optics, that's why I'm not going to put any training into it because I don't want to take away from my limited.
Yeah.
But I feel like shooting that still helps you get a little edge for limited or open nats because you're ready at the stages. They're only going to change so much in the day gap. You kind of get that nationals jitters out. You know what I mean? So you're kind of focused for the next one. If you do good, you're in that hype. If you do bad, you and me, if we lose, we're pissed off, and then we just get better.
What will you guys do if they let 2011s in carry optics? Would you switch from
I'd
open?
shoot at Athena.
I would shoot
I'd shoot an
carry
Athena
optics.
and put a dot.
If 2011s were allowed in carry optics, I would shoot carry optics nationals every single year, no fail, whether it was right on top of open nationals or not. Because you're going from 2011 to 2011.
Same gun.
Same gun, same platform. The only difference is one's a slide ride but no comp, and one's a comp with a frame mounted dot. But
I agree with Bean
the
Team.
timing,
It's not probably going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think that'll ever happen because of the draw from the open division.
Right.
You're not having to because I'm a firm believer that major power factor is a stupid idea. Major power factor is a dumb thing. If you're going to have major power factor, drop it. Put less stress on the guns. Allow guys to be able to reload it safer and just go. There's no difference. If you can say you notice a difference from 155 power factor to 165 power factor, you're full of shit. The only difference is it's a lot safer on the guns. But
the longevity of the guns will be better.
Yeah, the longevity of the guns will be better. It won't be as hard to get your ammo recipes right. Now, that would be my only draw of shooting a 2011 in carry optics would be being able to shoot a 2011 with a dot without having to worry about major power factor. But then you get into minor scoring where a delta, man, is killer. A delta's a
critical.
Mike, and a Charlie is a delta. You know what I mean? A Mike is devastating.
It's done.
Yeah, a delta's devastating. So, which I'm not afraid of. I mean, then I'm a very, I would consider myself a highly accurate shooter. I shoot a lot of points. I don't make a whole lot of penalties. I think I went, like 4 or 5 majors in a row this year without a penalty.
Yeah, you're one of the cleanest shooters this whole year with mics and no penalty mics.
Yeah.
No shoots.
Yeah, then cut to area 3. I pop a no shoot. First stage?
And that no shoot cost you against Mr. Panda. So
yeah. So that no shoot. Yeah, that no shoot came back to haunt me. I think I shot a couple that match.
I'm super excited for area 3 just because of you and Panda's little rivalry at that match. Because everybody wins. It's y'all two get bragging rights, but the memes are just gold, man. I mean, everybody enjoyed it this year.
There will be no losers.
You're my teammate, so
there will be no losers except for Panda.
But I do agree. Y'all should do the bobblehead. The bobblehead is. You have that thing?
Oh man, I think it might be packed up. No. Hold on. It's right here. Check if David Lang is in this live.
I do not see him.
So my buddy
Big Team. We may be coming Area 6. We're going to see what we can do for that.
Yeah, maybe. So just so you guys know, this is what happens when you talk shit to me, saying that you can beat me and then duck me for like 7 matches straight. I make one of these of you, and I put Trevor's bitch on it. This is David Lang right here. For you guys
He's
listening.
Unicorn Medic.
Yeah, Unicorn Medic shoots. For you guys who can't see this, it's a bobblehead of David Lang's face on a female's body wearing a choker collar. So it's so if Panda keeps it up, I might have one of these with his face on it. We never know.
The squinty eyes are gonna look good on that thing now.
Whoa. I think it's interesting. Isn't the challenge of major dealing with recoil? 150 power factor is hardly different than minor. So here's the thing. If you use the right powders, you're getting a similar amount of gas. You can still effectively work the comp at 155 power factor, period. You can. Now, whether you do that by design, popple holes, and comp efficiency, it can be done, and it can be done well. All of these builders know that these guns work better at the 155 to 160 power factor range. Anything higher than that is just kind of stupid. That's racist.
It's not
It's not.
racist. He's just little man syndrome. He's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Tim, don't make a. I actually no. You know what? I could make a bobblehead, but then it would be like life size. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Tim. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Tim.
I hope to run into you at dinner again, though, Tim.
Yeah, for real.
That was a blast. But the main thing on the power factor, man, I think it's longevity of the guns. It's going to help guns last longer. It's going to be less critical failures at matches. It's just that's why my biggest thing for dropping power factor. It's just I'm not worried about recoil impulse. I can crush the hell out of a gun. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just to make the gun survive, and then it's just.
Because here's the thing, most of the what would you? I would say 90% of the guys that are buying these high-end 2011s, they're paying for them. 95, 98% of them are paying for them. They're not getting guns for free, you know. So they're investing their money into this, and why not make it easier for them to get more longevity out of their guns? Why not make it safer? Guys loading these rounds, you know, accidents happen, and at that high of a power factor, shit goes south really, really fast.
I mean, let's talk about me. I mean, I had a double load at a class, and it shot the primer through my ear. I mean,
yeah, it really did.
It shit happens. And don't get me wrong, my Atlas didn't even phase the Atlas. It held up beautifully, but my hand was burnt and my ear had a hole in it. So
yeah, he had literally the back strap of the gun where the grip safety is. It burnt the grip safety into his hand, and actually put a piece of primer through this part of his ear. I mean, it was like. It was nasty. So,
and I'm real safe on my reloading, and it made a mistake. It happens. I mean,
but at 150, just get rid of major scoring together. That could be a possibility.
Yeah, everything deltas still be 1 point even, and that keeps people from shooting them.
Yeah, I practice,
and then just make Charlie's 4 and Alpha's 5.
Yeah, I practice. All my practice ammo is minor.
Right.
All of it. I do not practice with major power factor. Period. I don't do it.
Stress on the gun. There's no
100%. If I chrono my practice ammo, it's about 145, 150 power factor, maybe. I can shoot. I can go grab 9 off the shelf and shoot it through my open gun, and it works great. It works fantastic. The whole gotta have 175 power factor to work the comp properly. That's BS. Forgive me for coming in late. What is the actual discussion, Tim? The discussion is. We started on 2011s and carry optics, and then we worked our way into how stupid 165 power factor is, or power factor in general. I think just get rid of power factor. I agree, but everyone who's shooting 40 will then have to move to 9. So there would be Tater.
We agree, Tate, 100%. Just go. Everybody shoot 9 and be done with it, or
I mean,
because I would love to shoot 9mm. You get more rounds in your gun and. Just makes overall better. The gun's going to last twice as long.
Yeah, and if you've shot a really, really well-tuned, well-loaded 40 limited gun, there's hardly any difference between that and a 9.
Mine shoots so smooth, and
yeah,
I don't have any issues with it. But yeah, if everybody just went 9, changed the scoring, I'd be good with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it.
But
everyone should just switch
it's not
to
going to
single
happen,
stack and
though.
separate the men from women. No, we're not going to shoot boomer stack, little trigger, or little rigger.
Rigger.
We're not going to all shoot single stack. We're going to leave that to Tim.
We're not Tim Herrings. Yeah.
Tim's the only one man enough in here to shoot single stack.
Hey, Tim, I got a question for you. Are you going to come play in the big boy divisions?
Yeah, Tim, comment on that if you're going to shoot some other divisions this year. Why not just shoot minor and be more accurate like Nils? Exactly. I watch Nils.
We're not 8 foot tall.
Yeah, well, Nils is a freak. First off, I call him the athletic giraffe.
What match was that we shot with him? Area 2?
No, it was Nationals, dude.
Nationals, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we watched him shoot limited nats.
Minor.
Minor, and get what, 4th?
4th or 5th, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 4th, I think. 4th or 5th. He top 5 with minor.
It's beautiful, yeah. He's
with a Canic, with a $500 Canic.
And I will say about Nils is Nils puts in the work, man. And when he throws a Charlie, he's pissed at himself.
Oh my god, dude! It was kind of weird.
I mean, he walks away. He's just like, that's unacceptable. So his standard of acceptable is alphas consistently, and to be able to top 5 it with minor that just shows that he puts in the work.
Yeah, it was fun watching the level of pressure he put on himself, not really pressure, but expectation he put on himself with, I'm better than this. I watched him shoot 4 Charlies on a 32 round stage and legitimately get angry. Not like angry but you could see it on his face. You know when you know it bothers
He was
somebody?
disappointed in himself.
Yeah, he was disappointed in himself. And I told him, I was like, dude, that was a 6 stage. And he goes, nope, not good enough, won't win. 4 Charlies is unacceptable. And I'm thinking, if I shoot this stage with 4 Charlies, the rest alphas, in that amount of time, I'm good, you know?
Yep.
But that's what makes him a world and national champion, you know? This year, I'm sure dedicated to single stack due to world shoot preparations. I will be shooting more carry optics, though. Ooh, Tim Herron and carry optics? Uh-oh. You going to go play with Max and Christian? Because that would be fun to watch. Mike Foley has joined the conversation. We all know my thoughts on the current situation with USPSA, so I won't get too far into that. But
leave that for another conversation.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, the main thing I would like to see changed is the classification system, man.
I agree.
I don't like the way they do this. I believe they should take the total percentages of all your match performances, and that should equate your percentage. Because I'm not a stand and shoot kind of guy, so all these original classifiers, I fuck them up, honestly. But then the new movement ones, I do better on.
You don't shoot a lot of stand and shoot in a match, though. That's why.
Exactly. So for me, I believe take all your percentages from the year, and someone like you and me, we shoot 20 majors a year, so we'll have a very accurate percentage of what we do. Because I've been at matches where I top 10 area 3, but then one of the GMs to get that match bump didn't do their job. So then I'm still in B class, even though I shot A or master level. And
that happened to you like 3 or 4 times this year where you were 95%, and there was only one GM.
Or I fucked it up and I popped in the top 3.
Yeah, or you
kept
popped in
percentages down.
Or you popped in the 90% and dropped the other guy down. You know, I think it should be. I don't like the fact that they take the top 10 scores and develop a mean. If you're going to stick with the current situation, then take the top 100, because there's 33,000 shooters in the U.S. Right? Take the top 100 and average those out, because some of these classifiers are just ridiculous, right? Like the older ones are just obnoxious. I think honestly, anything after 2006, we should just throw away. Yeah, just get rid of it. There's no reason for a 1997, whatever the hell. Those in back
limited
then, I mean,
standard major power factor. 170 in Canada.
Oh, that's gonna suck. Opens 160. Ayo.
Hey, my shit's at like 172, so I'll be okay.
Yeah, you better be careful, man. Those Canadians, they might get you.
Tim, I'd like to hear your thoughts on why you disagree with the whole changing the classification.
Yeah, Tim, while we're bullshitting, just write up a little why you think the Yeah, just write up a little something, Timmy. I forgot that IPSC is different. For limited, it's 170, and for open, it's 160. See, yeah, if IPSC gets it, you know, and 160 is even stupid. You know, and 170 is all the way stupid. That is on a gun that has no comp and no reason to run super, super hot, fast rounds. It's just dumb to me.
We men up here, though.
In Canada?
All y'all say is sorry, though.
I'm sorry. Sorry about our power factor. Yeah. Well, you know, it smells like poutine in here. So with the current situation with matches this year, I mean, it's going to be kind of tough to fill our schedules as much as we have, because I think 2019 we shot I shot 21 majors in 2019.
Was it like 19, I believe?
And you shot 19, because I went to 2 without you. I think you had work or something, or I think one was a birthday, your daughter's birthday or something.
Yeah. And then this year we evened up, and the only match we didn't attend together was Production Nats, and you went to Area 7 because I couldn't get in.
Yeah, and we did 16 this year?
16, yeah.
Yeah, 16 this year. I had 24 on the list before COVID, but, you know, it is what it is. 2 of them were supposed to be international. Remember, we were supposed to go to 2 of them overseas. But
I was excited for that one. That was going to be a fun one.
Dude, I know. I'm still
super bummed.
The Extreme Euro Open is on the bucket list for sure, dude, for sure. That is like, it's like Talladega. of shooting.
Yeah.
Can I make the tune-up? Connor, I will see. Yeah, he's talking about the Texas tune-up. I may go shoot a 3-gun match this year. Since
Hey, I'm in. Let's do it.
yeah, well, it's the same week as Henry Cup was supposed to be.
Hey, I'm in.
So
I don't have anything to do that week, so I already have flights booked for that area.
awesome. Well,
So
yeah, we'll figure it out. I think the Texas tune-up is I don't know where it's at, but it's not in Houston. It's close by though. So
yeah.
we'll have to figure it out. I got to find a shotgun first of all. We'll see how that
We
goes.
carry
I'm
'em.
trying to do the Euro also. Yeah, if only I knew a guy who owned a gun shop that could give me one. I'm trying to do the Euro also. That's going to be a good one, man. The Euro Open is supposed to be incredible. Liberty Hill. Don't know where that is. Sounds like a small town. How close is it to a big city? Give us a big city. But, with the current situation, we're not going to be able to shoot as many matches. So I know my goal is to just kind of cherry pick the big ones. Where's your head at?
Man, like I told you, brother, it's there's two variables that's kicking in this year. One, we have COVID still. Of course, that's not going anywhere.
At least
And actually, it's three variables. Two, we got Joe Biden, and we're not going to get political today, but we don't know what's going to happen with the shooting.
Absolutely.
Three, we got ammo shortage. I mean, I'm very curious to see what happens with shooters this year on turnout, because if they're not higher level guys like us that have shit in stock, they're not prepared. I don't know, is Nationals going to be 500 shooters again, or is it only going to be 300 or 250? Is it only sponsored shooters and a few guys that have stuff stocked up? It's going to be an interesting season for sure. But for me, I want to do more matches, of course, but I picked, 3 to 4 areas, 3 nationals. I'm also doing the world still shoot. So it's just, and then a couple little level 3, level 2s that I can find. I may throw a few extra in there if, I am free.
Yeah.
But my main goal is hit these ones that matter, which is areas and nationals.
I think that it's going to be, I honestly think the guys who are going to show up to these majors are going to be the diehards, which I think is going to make it interesting. I think it's going to make it, one, I don't think it's not good for the sport. Because the more attendance you have, especially of newer shooters, the better, right? If this sport ran on diehards and old schools, it'd be dead already. But one thing it is going to do is I think it's going to force everyone who is a top guy to flood these matches. Yep. Because they're not going to – because a lot of these guys who are in the top 20, top 30, top 50 of nationals are guys that shoot 3 or 4, maybe 6 to 8 big majors, area matches, but they only hit maybe 3 or 4 of those area matches a year, and then they hit their sectionals and stuff like that. Well, if those sectionals and state matches aren't happening, especially in places where, freedom isn't as free, then I think they're going to freaking flood. I think we're going to see some shooters come to matches that haven't been there before, that are heavy hitters. I think it's going to kind of pull the big dogs out of the weeds a little bit for a lot of these big area matches, and I think we're going to see some highly condensed skill in probably every major this year. That's an area match or a big level 2 or level 3 because of the slim choices.
But that also is a positive at the same time, because you're getting that national caliber talent to shoot against and see where you're placing before nationals. So that is definitely a pro to that. But I definitely agree that they're going to have to help flood the matches to keep them open.
It is. So. It's going to be bad for the sport, and it's also going to be good for the shooters, the diehards. But I think it's going to get very interesting probably mid-season if everything going on in the world takes a calm. If we hit that calm that I'm hoping we hit, I think the latter part of the season is going to open up a little bit more. And next year, hopefully, is going to be pretty good. But if we stay in the current climate we're in, I mean, it's going to be like it was last year, just without all the condensing of the matches into 3 months, which sucked for me. That was my hardest part of COVID.
That was tough. That was definitely tough months of I think it was August, September, October. We were just back to back to back.
Dude, we shot like 12. We shot a major every weekend from August
Yep.
to October, or yeah, late October, first part of November. We shot
And
a
that
match
stretched from Arizona to Florida, so it was a
one side of
lot
the
of
country to
traveling.
the other, up
Yep.
north, Nebraska, shit for me, New Hampshire. I
Yep.
mean, I went to almost all four corners of the U.S. in a span of 3.5, 4 months, and it was the hardest part for me was everything being on top of each other, not being able to find a weakness at a match and have time to fix it because you don't have 3-4 weeks before your next major. You have 3 to 4 days before you're back on a plane. And if you have an issue like I did for ammo, then you don't necessarily have the time to sort it out properly like you would if you had those couple weeks. Instead, I come home, I get home on a Monday, I go to work, I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I get on a plane Thursday to be at a match on Friday, shoot Saturday, Sunday, and then do it all over again. So it
See, for
sucks.
me, it was rough because, I could leave Sunday nights, go to work, come back on Friday. So I was having to, as soon as I got home, it was pack, make ammo for the next match, take all my shit with me for a week to work, and then hop on a plane and fly
Yep.
out. And so it's just, there's no time to tune guns. There's no time to tune yourself. It's just get out there and grind it out, which sucks.
Do you think there's a possibility that they could use the fact that more top shooters are shooting the area matches, et cetera, to possibly set up a race to the Cup style USPSA show? So, um, I've been, I think if you've listened to this before, you know that I am a big fan of that style of event. I think that the 8 areas should equal up to the area champion, right? The area. Um, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think we would have already heard about it. I really
Yeah.
do. I think we would have already been aware of that type of scenario. They would have already been working on it, released stuff, got ready for it, which is unfortunate because I think there's a huge opportunity missed by not taking advantage of that because of all the heat that's going to be at every single major. But, we're coming up on 2022 as an election year for USPSA. So hopefully they either get their stuff sorted out or the shooters will sort it out for them, one of the two. But you never know. You never know. Aspirations to shoot more level 2s, no ammo. That's everybody right now. I can't find 9 under 80 cents a round. I can't afford that. I know, man. It's rough right now. It's rough. But
Yeah, even us, we're $39.99 for a box of 50. And
dude, I know.
that's barely making anything for us just to keep it on the lower end.
Yeah.
But I don't foresee that market getting any better in the next year and a half. It's going to take a while to recover.
Yeah.
So find what you can and go with it. Yep, you're back.
Yeah. I think
So
I think it's going to be interesting to say the least.
yeah. So let's switch
But
gears on this. What's your gear for this year? What are you running? Everything like that?
yeah, so this year, obviously, I'm running my Atlas Gunworks 2011 open
Of
guns,
course.
also my limited guns. But I will be, again, representing Safariland for this season. So I'll be running their 015 holster and their mag pouches and their belt and pretty much everything Safariland for my belt and holster setup. Ammo, I'm keeping the same ammo sponsors, PC Bullets, Shell Shock, Shooters World Major Pistol. And then for my Ear Pro, I'm actually going to be running Walkers. I signed with GSM Outdoors, so I'll be running Walkers. Also, their GPS bag, which they just sent me. This thing is titties.
Sweet. Congrats on that signing, brother.
Thank you, man.
That's
I
huge.
appreciate it. My
Well
dogs are
deserved.
going
Well
nuts.
deserved. Yeah, I muzzled mine because he wouldn't quit barking.
Yeah, well, I think my wife just got home, and the dogs are more excited to see her than they ever are to see me. So that's typically how that works.
It
So,
happens.
what are you running this season? Kind of what's your gear? What's your gear up?
So for me, of course, I'm with my sponsor, Long Shadow Holsters.
Yep.
They're the best for production or limited. Open, they don't really have a holster for that, of course. But yeah, their mag pouches, they have their own, style, their designs, the fit last all season. I wore and tore mine this year, doing all these lay down stages, jumping on the damn deck in Area 3s. and no issues. So I'm gonna be running that. I use a Gugariba belt for now. I'll probably pick up one of the Atlas clamp belts. Of course, I'm running my Atlas Titan, and then I'm getting an Atlas Artemis,
Yeah, buddy.
and then that's gonna be the nice one. That should be here next week, which I'm excited to put some work in.
I'm jealous. I want one.
And then, of course, I'm going to be using the Glock 34 for production class, and I'll just be using this long shadow holster for that as well. But yeah, that's keeping the same sponsors from last year, so I still got Shell Shock, Long Shadow, 100 Gold, Rook Custom, Summit City Bullets is my newest one, so those black cherries, they run well.
Congrats on that, dude.
Thank you.
That black cherry bullets.
Yeah,
That's
they're sweet,
deal.
man. I've been testing them pretty hard, and they're running really well, so I'm pretty excited. Just going to work on a new load for that Artemis and start putting in the work, because I know my boy Stoker's going to be trying to avenge his loss in
Yeah.
that last match.
Yeah, I think he's
So-
going to be coming in hot.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So I know he puts in the work just as much as anybody else, so it'd be fun to duke it out with him a couple times this year, now that he got out of Tim's division.
Yeah, out of Boomer Stack, which I don't know if he's going to shoot again. So one thing I wanted to do that I think would be pretty cool, I think I'm going to start doing this with every podcast episode, is if it's a shooter, obviously, give me your picks for each national. Who you think's going to win each national? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Whew. Man.
We'll start with the lower divisions first,
Single
the lower
stack?
cap division. Yeah, let's go. Single stack, production, limited 10, and nobody cares about
Single
revolver.
stack, I guess I'll just give it to Tim. He's my pick.
Yeah.
Production, man, you got some good guys up there.
Is Hetherington going to pull it again?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna give it to him again. I think he'll go back to back if he's focusing on it this year. But I don't know if he's jumping more to 3-gun. I saw a post about something like that on his page.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah.
So if he is shooting, I'm gonna pick him to go back to back in production for sure.
Interesting. Yeah, because you never know what Ben Steger's going to do. He could show up. He could
That's
not.
it. If he kind of shook everybody this year by not showing up. So I know he had some pre-plans or whatever, but that's, I don't personally know the guy, so I don't know what he's doing.
Which, dude, Jacob shot so well, I don't think it would have mattered.
Jacob was on fire that match. It was awesome to watch him because I was
Yeah.
right next to him on this next squad over, and the dude brought it. He's impressive. So I'm picking him. I'll take him for this year. Limited, I got to go with Shane, bro. You know me.
Limited 10 first.
Oh, that one, shit. I guess I don't know anybody else that shoots the fucking score. I mean, maybe
Christian's going
Maguez.
to be shooting it. Christian, Maguez.
Oh, that's true.
It's going to be
I'll give it to
some heat in there.
Maguez. I mean,
Maguez is a beast.
I know, it's just, and he's the one that I really seen shoot limited 10, so I'm going to give it to him.
All right, now let's go to the fun divisions. Let's go to carry optics, then PCC, then limited open.
I got to give it to Max, bro. Christian's a beast, but Max has been doing it. I don't think he's going to give up his title this year. I don't see it.
I don't either.
PCC, Max.
Max Legrandis.
Legrandis.
Different Max.
Don't get me wrong. Who came in second this year? Put up a great fight.
Was it Freilich?
Freilich, yes. He's right there.
They've been 1 and 2, every year, right? Haven't they been 1 and 2 every year?
They're beasts. They're beasts with those rifles. I'm going to give it to Max on that one, too.
I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be Max again, Max Leograndis for PCC. But my hope is that sometime in March or April, Grady picks up his PCC and starts going ham. Because Grady has the ability.
Grady's a beast.
Grady could beat Max Leograndis if he put the time in.
Mm-hmm. And quit shooting fucking 4 rounds at everything.
Yeah, quit shooting 4 rounds at everything and stay the hell out of tactical games, you loser.
Yeah, 2 per paper, buddy.
Then,
yeah, for sure.
Now
I
let's
agree with that
go.
statement about Grady.
Now let's go limited.
Give it to my boy Shane.
Shane Coley, really? Again?
Yeah. I'm gonna pick him again.
You're gonna pick him again? Okay.
I'll pick him again.
Haswanic.
I know he had a
dark
rough one
horse for
this one, but yeah. So I picked Shane.
Shane's a good choice, man. Shane is one.
He's always in that top 5, man.
I
He's
have
always in the top
massive
5.
respect for Shane because Shane, you never know which Shane is going to show up. It could
Mm-hmm.
be because Shane, even on his worst of days, shoots top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get the Shane that shows up and he's unbeatable.
What was it, Area 3? Is that the one that he crushed everybody at?
Dude, just mauled
Yeah.
everyone. I mean, just straight up mauled everyone. Just killed everyone in the face. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Shane. But I'm going to stick with my original pick from last year. I'm going to go with Gianni Giordano. I think that kid is
the kid's got talent.
Superb talent, and I think he's experienced the super squad. He knows what he's expecting now. He's going to come in and he's going to hurt some people. Shane loves blood in the water. Yes, he does. If Shane smells weakness, you are fucked. If he sees an opening, you might as well just hand him a match.
Shane's definitely the reason why I got into competition shooting, honestly. I mean, so he's always my pick for limited. And the last division, open. That's a tough one, man. Honestly,
do we go with the three-peat for Christian, or do we go with a JJ that now has a lot more time behind a Beretta open gun
do we pick a dark horse that comes out of nowhere?
Possibly. I think
still got a Scooby on that top 3-4 every time.
Yeah. You got Eusebio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eusebio can come in and do some damage, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see because either Christian's going to three-peat or JJ's going to finally take him out. Sorry for my dogs barking in the background, guys. And then you could have someone like Casey Eusebio or Chris Tilley or
there's a lot of heat in that division, man. It's just
my pick is going to surprise you.
Who's that?
And it may change. It may change only because I know right now he's transitioning into the AMU and he hasn't been behind the gun as much. But I have a sneaking suspicion that Aaron Edens is going to come out of nowhere.
It's possible.
Yeah.
He's talented.
I also may possibly pick myself depending on how at the halfway point of the season, I may pick myself. We'll see.
I'm going to go with JJ. I think he comes back and avenges his last 2 losses. Dude. I think he's going to focus and definitely put in the work this year with that new gun. And because he's right there every time. I mean, it's a close run again this year. It's a blast to watch. I mean, nothing against Christian itself. You know, he made 3-peat. You know, it's well deserved to any of them guys that win that division. Yeah. It is the hardest division in our sport. Open has the most heat. So
it's
I'm going to
Formula
give it to JJ. It is. So I'm going to give it to JJ. It's up in the air for anybody. You know what I mean? It could be a dark horse. It could be the top 3 guys. But my pick's going to be JJ on that one.
Yeah.
I think he comes back on a revenge tour.
Yeah. My hope is JJ. For me personally, as much as I would like to see Christian Seiler three-peat, because I don't know if anyone's ever done that, JJ's coming to a part of his career where I don't want to say he's old because he's not. He's in phenomenal shape, but he's hitting the Tiger Woods now era where he's still a beast. He still can beat anyone on any given day, and he probably does. He does beat everyone at every match unless somebody like Christian shows up. Which even then, I mean, dude, those guys go back and forth. My hope is
makes the last mistake.
Yeah, my hope is JJ comes in and just goes scorched earth on everyone. My real hope is that I come in and go scorched earth on everyone. But
me too, of course.
Yeah,
I'd love for you to win open nets.
Yeah, so. But being realistic, I'm going to go between my dark horse pick is Aaron Edens, but my main pick would probably be JJ. If not JJ, then Christian three-peating. If JJ doesn't win, I want Christian to three-peat.
Right.
But
I agree with that.
But it would be cool to see someone like Aaron Edens come in and just shake everything up. You know,
it's always fun to see someone come out of the blue and just shake the whole game up.
Yeah, definitely.
You never know. I mean, it's like limited this year. Mason Lane came in and just did work. So.
Torched, dude. And he wasn't on the super squad either. And how about that acceptance speech? That pissed me off because I've been telling you since I've
You're
known
gonna
you
chug it out,
that
yeah.
when I won a national title, I was gonna pop a beer, fill it in the chalice, and drink it right there on stage. And I'd never seen anyone do it. I never heard anyone do it. And he goes up and just
Yep.
does it. Oh my god, it was so fun to watch. But in my head, I was like, "You son of a bitch!"
I
So
agree.
now I got to
And
up
Little
my
Rigger, he says he used the Beretta, but man, I'll tell you what, I saw that Beretta and tried it out. It's pretty slick.
It's good.
At the same time, it's the shooter, not the gun, in some parts.
That
And
Beretta
JD's getting more.
shoots. That Beretta shoots
It's great.
as good, if not a little bit better than a Bull or an STI or a CZ. People who sleep on that Beretta are tripping. I've shot that
Well,
Beretta.
he's also gonna have more time on it now.
Yep.
He's probably worked out the kinks. You know, once you learn your gun, it's an extension of your hand. So you never know. It's just part of the game. So I think it's a lot of the shooter versus the gun. The gun has some play in it, but overall it's the shooter putting in the time with that gun that he's going to use. So,
Yeah, I would
I
agree
mean,
with that.
we've seen Shane win with plastic Glock. I mean, yeah, it's decked out by agency, but it's still a Glock.
Still a
We've
Glock.
seen Mason, you know, he won with a SIG this year.
Yep.
It was decked out, but it's still a SIG. So it's
Shane's
just a
apparently
Beretta, but
Shane's apparently working the kinks out of his open gun too.
I tell you what, he impressed me with that open gun at Nats with an open Glock that was just kind of thrown together. It seemed he had a lot of hiccups, but he still placed top 15 or something like that, or top 10.
Yeah, something like that.
Can't remember what it was.
I don't remember, but it was up there, and he was fighting a lot of problems. When his gun, I don't think that gun was ready. But I think you put a well-built 2011 or something similar, or a working open Glock in Shane's hand. Ooh, he's going to be an issue. He may come in and snake it out. He could be another dark horse.
He's my main person that I want to beat, man. Shane's my, he's the guy that got me started. He's the guy I want to beat. You know, we're the same age, but he has 17 years on me in the experience department, starting as a kid. So, I've gotten within 10% of him this year, so that made me super happy. I want to get there. So, I mean, he's the only person on Team Glock I haven't beat yet. The girls are beasts,
so
man.
Good.
They are.
Dude, they're so good.
So
I'm laughing because that's an impressive thing, because the girls on that Glock team are monsters as well.
So like I said, my goal this year was to knock off some of the Glock people, and Ashley and Michelle, they're beasts.
Yeah, they are.
So to be able to do that, I was happy. So Shane's my main goal though, because if I beat Shane, well, that puts me automatically in the top 3.
Is Shane at the top of your hit list?
Oh, yeah, he's the hit list, brother. So
he's the hit list. Who else is on the hit list? Give me some other ones, because that's an interesting. I have a hit list as well.
Honestly, brother, I wish you were back on my hit list before you ran off to Open. We used to have some great battles in London.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we were always boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
We could throw Mason on there now.
Mason Lane, yeah, that could be a good one now.
And then the other guy on my list is John Browning.
All time, he is a God,
He's a
dude.
stud, man.
He's a stud. He's another guy. What did he by all accounts?
He's right behind. I mean,
well, here's the thing. When the match was over, right?
Johnson had it won, he thought.
Nobody knew how Mason Lane was shooting because Mason wasn't on the super squad, which is an advantage. If you don't think that's an advantage, you're wrong.
Right.
I think if Mason shoots on the super squad, I don't think Mason beats John. And I may be wrong. That's nothing against Mason. That's just my opinion. But John, by all accounts, when the match was over, when the last shot was fired on the super squad, John felt and everyone thought was the champion.
He knew he beat everybody on Super Squad.
Yep. And normally, if you beat everyone on the Super Squad, 99.9% of the time, you are the national champion. And when the scores posted and he came out in second, oh, man, I felt bad for him because you could just see the look on his face. It was you could tell he was
lights out.
You could tell he was riding a high. And then someone just ripped that rug right out from underneath him. And it was, which is where I think you don't put a guy like Mason Lane on a different squad. I think everyone who has the possibility of shooting and winning a national championship should be on the super squad, whether they qualified the year before or not. If Max Michel decides to come shoot open nationals next year, it doesn't matter that he didn't qualify and open the year before. He should be on the super squad, right?
Yeah, keep everybody in your area that you know.
Yeah,
keep that circle of champs.
Yeah, I think if the match directors and the USPSA brass think that those guys think that they have a realistic shot at an open title, they should be on the super squad. Period. Whether they come from a different division or not, because dude,
well, it's
that
just
was
like Christian going to Carry Optics. He should get a super squad spot.
But he probably won't.
Right,
If
exactly.
he didn't shoot Carry Optics before.
No, I agree with your statement though. It should, because he has a legitimate chance to pull it off.
He does.
So put him up there with Max so they can.
And if you put him in a squad with Max, who's just got ice running through his veins. I mean, Max Michel is the most composed dude. I mean, you don't know if he's having the best match of his life or if 10 bombs just went off behind him. You know, you put Christian in a squad with a guy that can put pressure on your throat and hold it there no matter whether he shoots a bad match or not. That changes the game. That changes everything. Yeah, and also, Nils got fourth in limited minor too. He's a major gun. I think he could slay. He could. Sure. My wife said, "Where are my husbands so fire?" Or "Why are my husbands so fire?" That's funny. So if you guys don't know, my wife calls him her other husband because we spend so much time together.
And vice versa.
And vice versa. Yeah, his wife says the same thing. So, but yeah, I think if there's a possibility that person is going to be a contender, they need to be on the super squad no matter what. And that falls on match directors setting up the match. And I don't think they did a good job of that this year. Like Aaron Edens and Bill Drummond and Eddie Garcia were shooting on a match. They were in their own squad, by themselves. They weren't on the super squad. Why?
Yep.
Why was Bill Drummond and Aaron Edens on a separate squad? Why was Eddie Garcia is a good shooter? Why is Eddie Garcia?
Look at Nils. Nils was with us.
Yeah, Nils was with us.
Took fourth.
Yeah, why was Nils not on the super squad? I think there's some. Now you can get into well then there's not enough room, blah 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 blah, and the people who earned it won't get their spot, which is true. Then have two super squads.
Just have super squad that earned that position, and everybody else have a potential, kind of a super squad that's we know is going to put a dent. Put them right next to them.
Yeah, put them right next to each other.
At least they can kind of see what they're doing, Yeah. Because that's a big game of it. If you're sitting in that squad and you've crushed, you assume you won. And I felt terrible for John, man, because I watched him shoot all day, and he shot lights out. I mean,
dude, he did. He shot a hell of a match.
That was one of his best matches of his life. And
but you shoot the pace of who you're racing, and Mason Lane was not in that squad, so John couldn't see how Mason was doing, and he didn't know that he needed to turn it up in certain spots. Because that's a big part of it.
For Mason. Mason's not seeing what they're doing, so he's in his head, he's probably thinking, yes, I'm having a great match, but he doesn't know what to compare it to.
Yeah, so he's throttled up probably. Yeah. He's throttled up probably, 18 of the stages realistically, thinking if I have to put my foot on the gas, or these guys they're all shooting together, they're on my face, and which could also be a detriment in Mason's defense. Not shooting with the super squad is also, I think, just as big of a disadvantage as it is an advantage. Because you can't compare who the guys you're actually going to be fighting against are. So Mason definitely is the limited champ and earned it 100%. But I'm going to be interested to see how that goes next season when he is on the super squad, because he has to be now, if I'm not mistaken. How does that work?
Well, it goes back to that mentality thing I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if you can turn down being on the super squad. Can you be like?
I think you're reserved on it. I don't think you get a choice. It's 1 through 14 or 13, so.
Yeah, whatever it is.
And this year was kind of different because a lot of people that didn't qualify made Super Squad because those others were shooting back their normal division because they changed up all the who shot with who.
Exactly.
So, now it's not, you don't have JJ shooting limited open, you have him shooting just open.
Yep.
And so, his placement was left vacantly. Exactly. So that kind of, and these guys probably weren't mentally ready to go into the Super Squad this year. And then
Nope.
all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, hey, you're squatted in the super squad.
Yeah.
Congratulations!" And then
Find out two
boom,
months before. Happy Merry
yeah,
Christmas. Figure it out, you know. And that's a thing. Like I know I'm not in the super squad. I know I'm not going to be in the super squad, so I don't have to prep that mentality. You know, I'm going to
I'm
go to
gonna do
that
my
match
part, and
and I'm going to shoot the best match I can that I'll be proud of and see where it shakes out. And then if I make
right.
the super squad, I know now I need to prepare for super squad type shooting.
Just being consistent all the way across the board is the key in that.
Because I've
It's
shot
just
in the super squad at area matches, you know,
mhm.
like area
We've had some
three.
great squads.
Yeah, area three. What other ones? Like we had a good one for area two, area seven. You know, like we had some really, really good. What would be the super squad of the area match? And dude, it's different. It's 100% different.
Well, it's
You
like
know.
us, we usually shoot in the same squad, but a lot this year I had so many contenders, in a certain squad of limited, so I went to that squad.
Yep.
You shot with the contenders open.
Yep.
Normally we'd be in the same squad, but for me it's like I want to push my pace against these guys. You're
Later,
pushing your
Steve.
pace against these guys. Thanks for all the information, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I
But
mean, we did do that a lot this
so
year, which was different.
Area 3, I went with Shane and I went with John Browning. You
Yeah,
shot with,
Hyder and
I
Edens
wish
and
Johnny would have
Gianni.
jumped to ours,
Yeah, dude,
but
that was fun to shoot with
he's a
that kid.
beast, man.
Yeah, we
So
did it. I
he's a
mean,
monster.
Texas
He's a
Open,
monster.
same thing. I mean,
Hmm.
we
He
shot a
destroyed
lot
everybody.
of, huh?
I said that kid destroyed everybody at the North Texas Open.
Oh yeah, he did, dude. He had a great match. That was Texas Open for me was the biggest disappointment of my season besides nationals. Um,
Texas State.
Texas State Open
The
for
one we
me.
shot with Max?
No. Sorry, North Texas Open.
North Texas. Okay, yeah.
North Texas Open to me was the biggest
Okay.
disappointment besides nationals because I just come that same weekend Friday I go and I win New Mexico. Right, I
Hmm.
win the New Mexico title. I overall the match and win open, so I'm the New Mexico champion. Right, and then I drive all day Saturday with you, which drives with you are always interesting. I'll tell a little story about that after. And then I go shoot North Texas Open and shoot a great match with the exception of 3 or 4 stages where I was having ammo issues. And I felt if I would have not had those issues that followed me into nationals and got severely worse, by all accounts, I would have beat JJ and I would have overalled that match. Which to
I
me,
agree.
you talk hit list. JJ's number one on my hit list. He's a friend.
Yep.
Love JJ to death, but JJ's number one on my hit list. You know, and
Yep.
he's such a good guy.
He's your Shane.
Yeah, he's a competitor, so he understands that me saying this isn't negative on him. This is my aspiration because I think he is the best open shooter that's been shooting open for the last 5 years. I want to beat that guy, you know, and
Yep.
whether it's at a nationals or at a, even a local
Area
match,
level
right?
2.
I
Yeah.
don't care. I do not care when and where. I really wanted to. Now, granted, he didn't have a
great
problem-free match either, right? He had a lot of issues in that match too. We both had issues, and out of the both of us shooting with issues, he won.
Right.
I was close, but
No cigar.
no cigar. And then Area 7 would be second on that list because Max Michel, even though Max Michel is shooting carry optics and he is not shooting open, Max Michel is tied on my hit list because I have so much respect for that guy. I would love to beat him with my open gun. I don't care that I beat him while he was shooting carry optics because it's still Max Michel,
dangerous.
right? And Area 7, I felt that I had the ability going in to overall that major match, and ammo was a big issue this year.
I'm super bummed I didn't make Area 7 because I feel like I could have got limited on that one.
You could have, you could have done some damage, man. Dude, I'll tell you what was a surprise was Bill Duda. The go fast, don't suck.
See, I would like to shot against him because I think him and me would have had a good battle at the end there.
You guys would have had a hell of a battle because Bill Duda, if you don't know who Bill Duda is, he's the admin and creator of Go Fast Don't Suck, and everybody thinks he's just a meme lord. That dude is a legit shooter. He can fucking shred. So shout out to that guy. But anyway,
I also need to beat him because he called me a sandbagger on everywhere.
Yeah, he did. He's blasted out that you were a sandbagger on his when he did the Go Fast Don't Suck Postal. But going into the funny story about traveling with this guy, traveling with you is always interesting for many reasons. But I think sometimes it's really, really fun, and sometimes it's scary as shit. And one of the times it was scary as shit, we're driving to Nationals 2019, right? It was Nationals. We're driving from Texas all the way up to St. George, Utah. So we had to go around the Grand Canyon. And, right? Was it the Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going around the Grand Canyon.
We were right next to the Grand Canyon.
We were driving on the edge of the Grand Canyon, on the road that goes around it. And I'm asleep. It's like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I drove, I think, from 5 till probably 1. And then I switched off with you and I slept. Well, I'm dead asleep, seat laid all the way back, feet up. Right? Kick back, snoring. I wake up to, hey, bro, hold on. And in my truck, my brand new Chevy I just bought at the time, he goes and he hits a big-ass bump in the road with the edge of the Grand Canyon here at 95 miles an hour. I come all the way up, hit my entire body on the ceiling, break the little flip-down visor on my brand new truck, and fall back into the seat. And he just goes, keeps on driving. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, oh, we're good. Oh,
we're
God.
fine.
Yeah, we're fine, dude. Don't worry about it. And then so I'm awake, and then I proceed to spend the next hour and a half freaking out while he goes 70 around corners in the Grand Canyon. But yeah, dude, traveling with you is fun. I'm gonna miss it. We're still gonna obviously go to every match together, but we're not gonna get to
The road time.
Yeah, we're not gonna get the road time shenanigans that we usually get. So
I am taking applications for a new driving partner.
Yeah, if you want to make sure that your cardiovascular health is in shape, take him up on the offer.
Join me.
And join him on the road. Tim says his driving is scary every time. LOL. Yeah,
he's not wrong. He spent 10 days with me in Florida, so he knows.
Yeah, it is fun. But well, man, is there anything you wanna cover before we go ahead and close this thing out? We're coming on about an hour and 40.
No, I think we covered a lot, brother, and I'd like to do this again. It was fun.
Dude, for sure.
I'm ready just to attack the season. I'm ready to start shooting majors, man. I'm itching.
Oh, dude, I know.
I'm ready.
I got nothing left to lose. Let's do this. Malin's in,
boy.
bro. Hey, are you sure, Malin? You have a wife. Well, dude.
And then if I do room with you, I may disappear and go hike the Utah mountains at 4 a.m. So don't freak out.
Yes, he may the night in between night 1 and night 2 of so that Nationals for us. We'll keep going. Fuck it. That Nationals for us was rough to say the least. That was rough. Probably, with the exception of this so both my Nationals I've shot were both shit shows, unfortunately. 2019 Nationals was hard because of, a mixture of weather conditions and a lack of preparation on my part, to be honest. I still finished like 50th or something, whatever the hell. Yeah. But I think I came in there with too high of expectations. I was putting way too much pressure on myself. I told myself I'm a top 10 shooter coming into this, and I put too much pressure, and it got to me. And once the snowball started rolling down the hill, it just kept going. And then the weather really had a big effect on the second day. We were pretty much shooting in a sandstorm, and the AM guys got out of it. But 2019 Nats was all ammo related. I'm still happy with how I shot 2019 Nats, because when I was shooting and not pump actioning my open gun from my primers going one way and my cases going the other, because my primer pockets were out of tune or were out of spec, and locking up my gun half the time, I was happy with my shooting. So, but because
2020 was a good one for you when it ran.
Yeah. But 2019 Nats, after day one, Chase is all the way over it. And it was like, me and my wife went to dinner, and he goes hiking. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go on a hike. And I'm like, okay. We come back. It's like 10 o'clock. We go to bed. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, my wife wakes me up, because my wife she's just the nicest lady in the world. So she's obviously worried about where Chase is. She goes, hey, Chase isn't back yet. And I'm going, what? I go and I call him and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm hiking. I'm like, it's 4:00 in the morning. We got to shoot in like 6 hours. What are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just clearing my head. And then he shows up at like 4:30 in the morning, all dirty and shit. I'm like, where'd you go? He's like, I don't know. I just went hiking. I just dropped a pin by my truck and started walking, and then decided to walk back to that pin drop. So yeah.
Let's just say hiking in Utah with the cell phone light is a little sketchy, but
yeah,
it's a beautiful area.
yeah, I'm sure. Well, it's nighttime, so you can't see much. But anyway, man, this was fun. We definitely have to do this again. I appreciate having you on. And if you guys,
appreciate you having me on, brother.
Yeah, if you guys want to follow him on social media, it's the Bearded Shooter. He has an awesome page, posts a lot of really cool shit. And then if you want to follow his shooting stuff, if you ever see him at a match, it'll be under Chase Rains. So he'll probably be shooting with me. So
more likely. And my Facebook's just Chase Rains.
Yeah, Facebook's
Chase Rains. So if you want to follow me on there. And then if you ever need guns or anything, guys, Valhalla Armory's my shop, so follow that as well. We'll hook you up best we can.
Absolutely, brother. Anything else?
That's it, brother. Let's get the season started, and let's plan another one of these and make it happen.
Hell yeah, dog. I appreciate you. And we'll definitely do this again, brother.
Sounds good, brother. You have a good night. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
All right, guys. Thank you again for tuning in to the Bangin Brass podcast. We're recording this on Sunday, but it'll come out Monday, obviously, when you're watching it. So thank you guys again for listening. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the range.